Hello and good day. This is Corey from the BachScholar YouTube channel and the WellRoundedPianist.com. If you want to learn how to play piano, you have two opportunities here. You can sign up for the WellRoundedPianist.com, a 30-day free trial, and you will be pleasantly surprised at what you find there. It is now April 5th, 2018. There are over 1,200 videos on there, 1,200 tutorials not found on YouTube that are only for members of the Well-Rounded Pianist. You can check that out. Also, another opportunity is if you would like to study piano privately with either me on Skype or my wife on Skype. My wife Marilyn teaches in the other room here. She has a grand piano and also a Skype camera, a nice setup just like I have here. Please send us an email. Send either of us an email and we can perhaps set up a time that would be good for you. We teach all over the world. In 2012, I began teaching Skype lessons, piano lessons all over the world. I've been teaching a total of about 35 years in my whole life. I've taught in colleges. I used to be a professor, and then I resigned from my positions there to start my own business. And it's now about my 35th year of teaching piano. And you know, nothing satisfies me more now than teaching all over the world to students from America to Asia to Scandinavia to Australia, anywhere in the world. People can study with either me or my wife on Skype. This is my current setup here. I have my computer, I have my Skype camera there. It's a little Logitech camera that's on a tripod, and so the student can see me very well here. My piano, of course, with my books, and my library over there, more books. So this is a very nice and comfortable setup I have here for Skype lessons. I'm bringing you this video today because I'm very happy and I'm very elated that one of my longtime students has really progressed quite well, and it is actually my oldest student. And I wanted to bring this video to you today to show you that you can learn at any age. Anne from Idaho began studying with me 5 years ago. I believe it was about 5 years ago, 2013. And she was pretty much just basically beginning. I don't think she knew much before she started with me. And she is already playing 4-part chorales from Sight Reading and Harmony. Actually, right now she's working on the cadence section, Bach's Common Cadences. She reads 4-part cadences now with only 5 years of lessons. And she'll be playing for you today a couple of 24, these easy 4-part chorales by Bach, published by BachScholar. And then after that, she will play the last movement of Clementi's Sonatina, Opus 36, number 3. It's this movement. So she's actually played so far 3 Clementi Sonatinas. She's on number 3, and she's working very diligently, I believe, almost every day on Sight Reading and Harmony and 24 easy chorales. Her sight reading skills and her reading skills have just really, really accelerated since she's been working on these books. So it's simply testament to the fact that my theory is correct, that if you want to learn to sight read, if you want to learn to read music, there is nothing better than 4-part writing, such as in Bach chorales. So this is a sample 30-minute lesson. It's an uncut 30-minute lesson, sort of a typical lesson that I give on, and I have at the moment about 35 weekly students. So this is an excellent example of a 30-minute lesson. So sit back, get a drink, just enjoy it a little bit, and watch Anne from Idaho play from cadences from Sight Reading and Harmony, and a couple of 24 easy 4-part chorales by Bach. You will be pleasantly surprised at what you find. And you know, this when when I give lessons like this, it makes me think, this is why I'm teaching. This is so rewarding to see a student really at any age, but I'm quite amazed that students at this age would be this productive. It really is so rewarding. So sit back and enjoy this lesson. Good morning.
Hello.
How are you, Ann?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's the weather out there today?
It's breezy, but nice. Nice
that's
spring.
Good. Yeah, spring's right around the corner. So I got a little new setup here from the last time you've seen me. So I had to turn the piano the other way around, and I have. So can you see everything okay here?
Yeah.
Great.
It's just opposite of the.
Yeah, I know. You're used to seeing my right side, and now you're seeing my left side. So why don't we start with some of the cadences you've been doing here in sight reading and harmony.
Okay.
And remind me of which numbers you've been focusing on recently. Was it like in the 20s, 23, or I think it was going up to the 20s to the 30s, right?
Yeah, actually, let's see. I'm looking for my page. I've gone through 40.
Okay, that's great. Let's start with let's start with 29, the first one on page 48.
Okay.
Let's try to see if you can play each one through 2 times.
Okay.
Good. On the first one, the first chord, you might find 1 and 4 easier in the right hand. I think you played 2 and 4, or maybe 2 and 5. Try 1 and 4 there. Yeah, and now next 2, 5 after that.
Oh yeah, that is easier.
Yeah, and then actually I find the tendency to the next 2 notes, you want to go. Most people would go 1, 3. But actually, if you go 1, 4, I know it's a little stretch to get to 4, but then if you go 1, 4, you'll get to 2, 3 much easier on the last 2 notes.
Yeah, okay.
See if that works. Let's try that again.
Okay.
Very nice, good. Do you find that fingering helps?
Yes.
Good, excellent, good. Let's try the next one, number 30. Good. Oh, that's an F sharp in the right hand?
F sharp.
Yeah.
That's right. It's working. Okay, let me do it again.
Okay. Good. No problems there. Now let's go to 31. Okay, I would use actually in the right hand. First, I would use 1-5 on F and C, and then probably just 1-4 would be best there. But then when you get to the next E flat and C, just play. You're gonna have to pick up 4, and I would put 1-4. I would put 1-4 on E flat and C, and then 2-5 on G and D. 2-5. You see how? Yeah, right. But don't pull back your hand. Play 1-4 and play 2-5 without pulling back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, if you can do that, try to avoid pulling back too far.
Yeah, I always do that. It is good for you.
I know most students do that, but if you can try to get in the habit of not pulling back too far, because if you want to use your thumb again on the black key, you're like 3 inches away. So,
Okay.
now let's see if we can do that fingering with both hands together. Yes, good. You pulled back.
Oh.
Right. I know, it's a bad habit.
Yeah.
So, see, I'll play the last 2 chords if you watch my hands. See, you don't have to pull back at all. All you have to do is apply arm weight. The weight of your arm will go down on G and C and sort of weight that down. So you're not really using your fingers as much as you're just letting the weight of your arm travel down your fingers.
Okay.
Let's try it one more time. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Now let's try the next one, 32.
Let's see. Okay, let me just start again.
Good. Let's try it one more time. I want to check your fingering.
Okay.
Two, 4 in the right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Good. That's right. That's right. Good. Now let's try 33. Did you get that far to 33?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try 33. Right. Let's try that again. I don't think you got the F sharp. The F sharp in the beginning.
Yeah. I forgot that.
Left hand C. Left hand C. Good. Don't pull back here too much. Yes. Good. Perfect. Good. That's a nice cadence. That's known as of course it says in the book, Phrygian cadence.
And what does that mean?
Well, Phrygian means that what happens is one part or one voice, usually the bass, will go up a whole step. So it's going from C to D. It's going up a whole step. But then you'll have another voice. Oftentimes it's in the soprano, but this time, if you look at the tenor voice, see the tenor going from E flat to D? So they go in opposite directions. Either one of the voices will be going a whole step, either up or down, and another voice will be doing a half step the opposite direction. See, so the bass is going from C to D, and the tenor is going from E flat to D, like that. So that's doesn't happen in any other cadences. If you have a typical 5-1 cadence, like an authentic cadence in the earlier numbers, when you look at the 5-1 cadences, any of them, that never happens. It never happens that you have a whole step in one voice and a half step in the other voice going in the opposite direction. So it's a very unique kind of cadence. It actually comes from the Renaissance period. It derives from sort of an old-fashioned cadence. Even in Bach's time, it was considered to be sort of an old-fashioned type cadence that if you used it in the 1700s, they'd call you old-fashioned because it derives from earlier, from like 15 or 1600s. So a Phrygian cadence, basically just think a whole step in one voice and a half step in the opposite direction in another voice. And they're very often it's the bass and soprano, but it could be the bass and the tenor. So Phrygian, that's basically what a Phrygian cadence is. It's a little heady, I know, but
Yeah.
but it's a great sounding cadence. You know, if you had a little pedal, you know, you could even get fancy and add octaves in the left hand. You know, make it sound a little more romantic. So, you know, all of the romantic composers, Liszt and Chopin and people like that, they all used Phrygian cadences. So it's not something only Bach did, but the other composers learned from him. Now let's try 34. Let's try one more. Exactly, very nice, very nice. Now, can you find the half step and the whole step in the last two chords? The half step is in which voice?
Half step.
Look at the bass. See the bass?
Well, yeah, that is half. Okay.
So it's
I was not thinking where the notes were. Yeah, that would make it half.
Right, so F to E in the bass. Now in one of the other voices, there's a whole step going up. See, this half step is going down. Now a whole step is going to be going up.
Okay, that would be in the alto.
Alto. So if you isolate the bass and the alto, you have that. Yeah. And that's once you get to know that sound, then you will know Phrygian cadences when you hear them. Because they happen very often actually in Baroque music. So that's where the whole step and half steps are. just, improvise on it and put arpeggios, and it sounds like Chopin. All right, good. Now, that's great. That's excellent. Keep working on those. And I would say if you went up to 40, try to just go to the end, go to 44. Because there's 40.
Okay.
Now, let's try one of the chorales out of the 24 easy 4-part chorales. Which one do you feel best at?
Probably number 1.
Okay, let's try number 1. And let's just go, just for good measure, let's try the 2 parts, the soprano and the bass first. Good, very nice. Now let's try a little slower though, probably half that speed. Let's try the 4 parts.
I just lost my place here.
Where the half note is, see the half note in the soprano?
Yeah, the half note in the G. The A and the G.
Yeah, just start there on that chord. Excellent. That's really improved. In fact, I don't even know if I heard it all the way through last time. I know we were working on a couple of the phrases. That's really good. And do you feel like you're improving your reading skills by doing these cadences and chorales?
Definitely. I find it in everything I'm doing that it's easier to just read the notes and it rings a bell.
I know, it really confirms my theory that to learn to read or sight read, the optimal kind of music to learn is 4-part music. 4-part chords, because it's got everything in it. It's really that's great. And you've come so far in your reading. It's amazing. You'd be surprised how many pianists struggle with those cadences you just played. That's great. Are you doing any other of these chorales in here?
Well, I started on the number 2, on the chorale part, but I'm still trying to figure out the fingers.
Okay. Well, let's try the 2 parts. Can you do that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. I find this is the easiest or least difficult of almost all of them in this whole book. Number 2, at least with that. And the reason is that you don't have any 8th notes.
Oh, yeah.
There's hardly any 8th notes at all. It's like one of the only ones that's only quarter notes. So I think out of all of these, this is probably the least difficult, or one of the 2 lesser difficult ones. Let's try a little bit of the 4 parts to see how you can come on that. All right.
That's all.
Good. Well, that's half of it, and that's excellent. So next time we will, and then we can look at the rest next time. You can work on that. Is there any? Would you like to do some? Just play through a little bit of Clementi.
Okay.
For the time we have, whichever sonata you want to do. Are you still doing number 3?
I am, and I've just been working on the 3rd movement.
Okay, all right. Let's try.
It's still not, up to par probably, but that's what I've just been working.
All right, let's try the 3rd movement, just what you can do with it.
Okay, I'm doing it pretty slowly because I do everything, but this one especially, my finger.
Okay. Good. Good. Yeah, triads and inversions right there at the end. Now, towards the end here, you know that part where you have those repeating notes with the right hand towards the end?
Right.
One thing, have you ever tried 2, 1, 2, 3 instead of 2, 3, 4? I mean, it might work. Sometimes I find those are stronger fingers. Try 2 on C.
Are you on,
So when you're doing these, yeah. No, not there. But when they start repeating, you know, like when they just repeat over and over.
oh, on the last line?
Yeah. Have you ever tried 2 on C and 3 on D and then 1 on B? Right. I mean, you might want to experiment with that and see, because I think sometimes when you're trying to play fast,
It feels more comfortable.
it does,
Right.
especially if you're going faster. I mean, if you go slow, 2, 3, 4 is fine, but I think you might want to, if you want to get the speed up, it might help you to use 1, 2, 3 there. So you might want to experiment with that. Maybe I want to hear this the first thing next time. I'll see you in 2 weeks, or
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I want to hear. Why don't you play this for me again, and we can go over some more things on it, like fingering and things like that.
Okay.
And then see if you can go over the chorale number 2 and see if you can finish that up. And then we'll see if we can play 2 chorales and then get to the end of the cadences.
Okay. All right. Thank
Excellent. Gosh, you're doing such a great job. So, yeah, keep up the good work, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.
You. All right. Thanks, Corey.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, bye.
Bye.